Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And today I am with you for a much anticipated video, at least anticipated by me. And I'm going to show you all my watercolor supplies. Now, if you've been listening to my vlogs, you'll know that I've been talking about getting back, or not getting back, but using watercolors in my coloring books. I used to use them in my mixed media, and I want to make the transition over. So I've got quite a lot of stuff, and I've been rearranging my carts so that I can set up a kind of like a station for me so that I can do it while I'm in bed. So what I'm going to do today, since I have everything out and I need to put it back in an orderly manner so that I have my new setup, I thought I would just show it all to you since it's here. So first of all, you can just see the beginnings of stuff over here. I have a lot of bottles, and I will show you what we have here. First of all, I have some Ecoline watercolor, I guess. They don't have any fancy name for it. No, so this is liquid watercolor. It's in a little bottle, and I have a few of these, and this one is gold. You have to give it a shake. Yeah, it needs a bit of a shake before that one's used. Hopefully it's still good. So I've got, I think it actually says the colors on here. Yeah, pastel red, blue violet, do they have English there? I guess English is the ultramarine DP. Deep? Ultramarine deep. And just gold. So I have those four. Actually, I'm just going to put this little basket up here for me to put this stuff in. And next I have 3 bottles of this. This is color wash. Basically a water-based, I want to say liquid. So this was back when Tim Holtz had a line of stuff under the name Adirondack. So if you've been around in the Tim Holtz world for long enough, you'll know what these are. So yeah, they're intended to spray on the page, and they're water reactive. So you can just simply pour a little bit of this into a palette and use it as watercolor paint. So these are all very earthy colors. They were kind of like they went along with the distress range, though they had different names. This is espresso, this is butterscotch, and this is pesto. That's how you say that word. Okay, and then I have one of these, and this is Dr. Phil Martin's Hydrus Fine Art Watercolor. So just like the Ecoline ones that I showed you, watercolor in a jar. This one has a little dropper, so you can drop spatters on your pages. And this is in the color Blue Aqua. Then next I have some watercolor ink. I have quite a few of these. These are by Marabou under their, graphics line. So these, I think you add water to them. I think these, since it's an ink, it is concentrated. Let's see. I don't know if it says the color on it. No, it doesn't. That's a shame, isn't it? They just have a number. And it doesn't even tell you if it's water soluble or not. English. Ultra brilliant pigmented watercolor ink, water-based. Shake vigorously before use. Okay, so that's all it says in English on here. So I haven't actually used these, so I'll have to play around with those. They're water-based though, so I don't imagine that they're going to be permanent inks. There's lots of ink here, which is all water reactive, because the next what I have is dilutions, and I used these a lot in my mixed media, and it's a spray to cause a splatter over your page. So you can do that if you can figure out how to do it without making a mess of your page for coloring. But you can also use this as watercolor. It's concentrated, so you can add water to it and paint with it like watercolor. So I have a lot of those. Let's see what colors I have. I know these say the color. Fresh lime. London blue. Calypso teal. Peony blush. Oh, I forgot one of the watercolor inks there. Oops. This is Tangerine Dream. I used to know the names of all of these, but it's been so long I've forgotten. Pure Sunshine. This one's a little bit different. It's a shimmer spray, so it's got glitter in it, and otherwise it's the same stuff, and it's concentrated. While these ones aren't. These aren't concentrated. Oh yeah, it said they were. Duh. Okay. Pearlescent shimmer to any project. So this is in the color Poisoned Jade. This one is Postbox Red. I've just found that the color is written right on the front of the thing. Okay, so this is just the regular ink spray in Poisoned Jade as well. A couple more. Laid Back Lilac. And then the White Linen. Now this one is a little different than the other ones. I'm not sure if this will work as a watercolor or not, because it's water-based, but it has pigment in it, which is you have to shake it because the pigment will settle to the bottom. So I'll have to play around with that and see how it works. And then I have a couple of other spray bottles of stuff which will work for watercolors. This is Colorings with a Z at the end, and this has a shimmer to it. It's Mandarin Mai Tai. And then this is Tattered Angels Chalkboard Glimmer Mist. So this, water-based, non-toxic, shake well. So yeah, this has, because of the chalk, it has pigment that settles to the bottom as well. So I know I can spray that on a page, but I'm not sure. Then I have some inks here. I've got Liquitex ink in Muted Pink. And it's transparent. It's pigment. Oh, it's acrylic. It's acrylic ink. So yeah, this is permanent when dry. And because of that, I'll just show you the two acrylic inks that I do have. These aren't watercolors because they're acrylic, but as long as you keep in mind that they're permanent when they've dried, it's be just the same as using ink tints. And then the rest of the inks that I have is Winsor & Newton blue, and Winsor & Newton black Indian ink. So again, those aren't exactly watercolor, but they can be used on a page. And finally, I have sepia in India ink from Dr. P. Oh, I said Phil last time. It's Dr. P.H. Martin. This time it's Bombay. So those are all my little bottles that I had. So I'll just put them behind me here on my cart. Okay, so the rest of everything is over on the other side. So I have two sets of watercolor pencils. So I have these, which are the Derwent. Why are those here? Just a second. I got the wrong ones. Here they are. And I guess I should probably bring these too. Just rolling around on my chair here. Okay, so I've got two, an extra one, so altogether three here. This is the set. This is the set of watercolor pencils that I have. These are the Kohinoor Mondeluz. So these are a water-based pencil. I'll just open up one more for you to have a look at. And they are really, really nice. I really like them. They are much, much cheaper than the Albrecht Dürers, but I have to tell you honestly, when I'm using them, I like them. There's nothing I don't like about them at all. I'd be just as happy if I didn't have the Albrecht Dürers. But I am very glad indeed that I do have the Albrecht Dürers. However, I bought the 60 set because I couldn't. There's no way I was paying the price for the 120. So I'm actually starting now. I'm going to actively buy these so that I can finish up the set. And so I have 60 and I need 60, and I thought, well, if I bought 10 a month, in 6 months I'll have a full set. So it's just a little bit of an investment instead of having all that money at once to pay for 120. And actually I did the math, and on at least when I bought these on Amazon Canada, if I did the math, and the price per pencil was cheaper when you bought the 60 set than any other set that they had. So throughout this case, I was doing some swatching the other day, so I kind of messed it up. Each spread like this has my Albrecht Dürers, and then the other side has random watercolor pencils. Here I have a 12-pack of the Derwent watercolor. I do intend on getting the full set of those. For some reason, I really feel like I used to have them, but I don't know if that's just a dream or what. So then in the next layer, I have another side of the Albrecht Dürers here, and then I have a 24 set of Stampin' Up! Watercolors. My sister found these used for me, and a couple of them are short, but And that's it. They're otherwise in very good shape, and they have really good pigment. Fortunately, there's no names or numbers on them, but I will be numbering them and swatching them because I really like them. They have good pigment. You know, they're obviously craft pencils, so they're not the greatest quality, but they're not the worst either. So this brings us to the end of my Albrecht Dürers. So we've seen 60 of those. Then I have some random ones here. I have two Caran d'Ache Museum aquarelles. And can we all just stop for a moment and drool? Oh my goodness. The color out of these things is just amazing. So I may look into getting oh, what is it called? Off stock? No, open stock. Of getting a few more of those open stock. Then I have some Stabilo Alls. I have the white, the brown, and the black. I have two of the blacks. I use these a lot in mixed media. And I also have a graphite one too, which is, these are all water soluble. Then I have this set of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, yeah, they're all there, of 12 Reeves watercolor pencils. These are not very good at all, but these are the very first set of watercolor pencils. Oops, we're out of. This is the very first set of watercolor pencils that I had. I do remember purchasing them from Woolworths. So it was back in the day when Canada had Woolworths stores. That was sad when they closed down. Really liked Woolies. Anyways, then I have some, I guess we'd call it graphite ones here. I have two General's Sketch and Wash. They're actually kind of like a water-soluble charcoal and a bit like the Stabilo Alls. This one is graphite right here. It's a Cretacolor Monolith. It's a 4B graphite water-soluble pencil. And then these do washes. They are, you have to be very careful with them. I have one that's broken. So these are Derwent Graphitone, and they are graphite washes. So they say right on it, this one is a light wash, equivalent of a 2B, and you can use these all over, just, you know, go like that all over the background, and then you'll have a gray background. They'd be good for like stormy weather. So, whoops. So altogether I have light wash, a 2B, medium wash is a 4B, dark wash is a 6B, and the one that broke on me is a very dark wash, 8B. So that is what I have in that one. I'll have to get myself a new pencil case to house those random ones in 6 months time when I fill this up with Albrecht Dürers. But I do have the whole list of Albrecht Dürers printed out and swatched on so I can see which ones I'm missing. And in the 60 set, they really give you a nice set of colors. That's very heavy on the rich, bright colors. And then when you go over to the browns and the grays, there's very few of those at all. So if you're wanting bright colors, then definitely go for that 60. And then these aren't exactly watercolor, but they'll be used the same way for me. And this is my set of Derwent ink tints. Now, I haven't used these in a very long time. And I don't think I will be using them in the near future because their properties are different from the watercolor pencils, and I really want to learn how to use the watercolor pencils well. And then I'll come back to using these and learning how to use them well. but I don't want to mix myself up by using the two different mediums. Okay, so I guess we're just going to have to go through what's left in kind of the order that it's there. This is a watercolor puck, and it is a cheap little accessory that is really worth a lot more than what you pay for it. You stick this with the thingy on it in the bottom of your jar of water, and then when you put your brushes in, you wipe them against this, and it cleans them wonderfully. You don't need anything else. That. Then I have, I guess we'll get this. So this is an empty watercolor thing. It's full of half pans, and there are some half pans in there with these colors in it. So I have a Winsor & Newton Cotman cadmium yellow, and then I have a Winsor & Newton Professional neutral tint. That's for mixing, instead of using black to mix. Supposedly professionals use neutral tint. Then these are Van Goghs. Oops, sorry. Van Gogh is the proper way to say it if you don't have a Dutch accent. So yeah, this is Prussian blue, and this is cerulean blue. I love that color. And this is a bright lemon. What's it called? Permanent lemon yellow. So those are the only tubes I have. I am not a fan of tubes because they assume that you're going to mix colors, and I absolutely hate mixing colors. I like to have my choice of colors, and I like to use palettes. So we're coming up to them. Oh, this wasn't really included, but it's here, so I'll show you. This is the book that I was using to teach myself watercolor. It is excellent, and you can work right in the book. It's made of, it's got watercolor pages for you to work on. It's Watercolor Workshop by Sasha Prude, and if you're interested in learning proper watercolor, I advise you to get it. I was starting at the beginning where it was working on wet, but that's not really, it's not really the ideal method to be using in coloring books. So I'm going to switch to the wet on dry section and start teaching myself more to know on that. And then I have the full set of Kurataki's Gansai Tambi. What is this? Oh, I printed that out from the internet. I did swatch them on here. I got these many years ago before they became popular in North America, so it's a complete Japanese set, and it does not list the English names of the colors anywhere. And I have a couple of them are starting to crack. It's that old, but I've used these a lot, even though it doesn't really look like it. I have. No, this one you can see that it's lower. That's the gold. Oh, no, it's not. No, that's not. The golds are down here, but you can see I've used these too. Yeah, there's white, and then this one's a pearlized, and these are two gold and bronze or something. So yeah, this is the complete set. I don't know how many that is. 64? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 4, 36. 38. I'm bad at math. Let's put that back in there. I have tried so many times to do math while I'm on camera, and I can't do it. Okay, so we're coming up to my my palettes here, but I guess I'd like to try and get as much of the other stuff done. So this is my wipe off towel that I use, Rilakuma, and that's just a piece of plastic for whatever. Okay, I'll show you these. Oh no, I can't get off the bottom one yet. Let's see, put that there. And so I got these out of a subscription box once, and they are Art Graph, Portuguese, Viarco Portuguese Pencil Factory, and this is the color yellow, and this is the color blue, and these are kind of like big, well, I'll show you because this one's kind of open. These are like big squares of pigment, and you can write with it or you can just use your brush against it. I've used these a little bit, and they are, oh man, are they ever bright in pigment. So they're very expensive, at least they were when I got these. I looked them up and it was like, I couldn't believe how expensive they were, so quite lucky to have those. I think I can get to what I want. Let's just do these. Now, these, I believe, are hard to get now. They are twinkling H2Os, and these are the first individual watercolors that I ever bought, and at that time they were easy to obtain. All the craft book supply people, even the ones here in Canada, had them, and so I bought myself a bunch of them. Now I kind of wish I had bought more of them because they are wonderfully sparkly. Let's just take a look inside. Yeah, I used these a lot. So we have just some shimmer in there. I don't know whether you can see the shimmer or not, but these are just normal watercolors with shimmer, twinkling H2Os. This is probably not true anymore because I believe that these were made by a private company and then they were bought out, and then that's why they're so expensive now. But they used to be called Lumen Art, and then it was their phone number on them. So I'll tell you what colors I have. I have Bluegrass, and that is one of my favorites. A Cinnamon Brown, Burnt Umber, Wild Plum, Poppy Red, that's another of my favorites. This one has the name covered up with some black. It begins with a VE, so it could very well be Viridian. That's green, isn't it? Golden Jade, I liked that as well. Orange Peel, Ginger Peach, another favorite. Black Cherry, Sunflower, Siam White, and Ocean Wave. So love those. Now, also from a subscription box, I got these two. One is silver and one is white. The white is pearlized. And I did look these up once to see what they were called, and I don't know, because these were obviously taken out of a bigger set and then distributed to subscribers to the box. But I think one day I will find out what these are called again, or if anybody knows what these are called. They're in plastic pallets, and I imagine they were in something. They came with more. Yeah, so if you know what those are, let me know, and then I'll write on them on the bottom. There's a big enough space on the bottom to write what they are. Okay, so these are my water brushes, and there's another one here that came with a mini, or that came with a travel watercolor set. And then here, I have to do this carefully. Here are my proper brushes. I threw most of the junky ones away. I still have cheap ones in here because there's lots of use for cheap watercolor brushes. And then I have some more expensive ones in here. Well, not that expensive, but you know, proper ones. I have, yeah, Princeton. I have a lot of Princeton in here. And who's the other company? No, that's a Princeton as well. Nope. No, that's a Princeton. No, I think that was a cheap one. Oh no, it's a Princeton. Okay, I don't know. These are my favorite though. These are wash brushes, and you can just play really nice with these. These are Monet. I don't know if how cheap those were. So yeah, you just have to be careful or else the brushes come out of the little holes at the bottom. So yeah, there's that. And if you didn't notice, I don't know if you can tell, but my water brushes are in a skull mug. And then I have some water marker colorless blenders. I have an Ecoline one and I have some Tombow ones. And I like to use these on, well, ink tints for a start. But I'm going to try using them on the pencils. And then I have a jar of iridescent glaze. So you just put that on top of watercolor or in your watercolor, and it makes it all iridescent. Okay, now we'll do these. These are all water-soluble crayons that I don't like the water solubility of, and so I use them with mineral spirits, and they give you a nice flat matte surface. So if that's what you're going for, use your water soluble crayons with odorless mineral spirits, and you'll get a matte block of color. So these are gel crayons, and I bought these off of AliExpress a very long time ago, and I actually didn't know what they were until I saw some bloggers, some YouTubers playing around with gel crayons, and then I went, hey, wow, that's what these things are. So yeah, they're like crayons, but they're extremely soft, and they're water soluble, but they leave behind the mark where you do your color, and then you push your color away, and then they just leave the mark that you made. So, but, you know, trying it out on color book pages and doing smaller spots instead of trying to do large, I was trying to do, you know, large backgrounds and areas and stuff in my mixed media, but it would be a different experience in a color book, so I may try those with water. I also have Faber-Castell gelatos, which I don't like either. I do like using them with the odorless mineral spirits, but I don't like their solubility. They leave behind a big spot of pigment where you applied it as well. I bought a big set of these one time, and this is what I had, so I put them in there. And then the other ones are Oh, these are Marabou's art crayons. They look like this. And they are basically a gel crayon as well. It's like lipstick. It's got the same texture, and you just, on earth you, oh, there you go. You just push it up as well. And again, I don't like the solubility on these. Some of these in here I didn't even open. They still have the plastic on them, but a few don't, because I tried them. But again, I like them with odorless mineral spirits, so they're not useless. Now, let's do my water-soluble crayons that are good. I have two. I have the remnants of a Lyra Aquacolor water-soluble crayons, or aquarelles, and they are excellent pigment. I have swatched them. Beside the Neocolor 2s. And honestly, there is no telling the difference between the two. And in some colors, the Lyras were even brighter. Uh-oh. It looks like my light is going. Oh no, don't do this. Oh, let's just turn it off. So sorry if it gets a little dark in here. I'll just turn that off and see to it later. That's an aught light too, so that'll be expensive to get a new bulb for. Geez. Yeah, so I have the 40 Neocolor 2 set because the 80 color one is just ridiculous. I would never, I just refuse to pay that much for crayons. They're not worth that much to me. So I got the 40 set, and so far I don't really feel any need to supplement them with other colors. They come with a good array, and I have these. And the only problem that I think that people prefer the Caran d'Ache ones to the Lyras is that the Lyras only come in a set of 48. Oh, I believe they're smaller sets, but their colors only go up to 48 different colors. So comparing that with the, what is it, 84? Is it 84 colors? Oh, plus they had some extra colors. So yeah, I don't know. 84 plus of the Caran d'Ache is going to make people choose that. The Lyras are about the same in money price. The price for 48, I was looking it up. I can't remember the prices, but I remember that the price of the 48 Lyras was equal to the price of the 40 Caran d'Ache. So it tells you the price of them. If I do want more crayons than the Neocolors give me here in the 40, I will buy the 48 set of Lyras, because different brand, the colors will be different, even if they, you know, are similar. So now we're going to come up to the palettes, and oh, I wanted to show you my new one. Is it anywhere that I can get it? Yes. Oh, sure. Okay. I bought a new palette because I thought if I get a new toy, it might make me make the jump, because I have been talking about using watercolors in my coloring books for so long that I needed something to give me a push. But I was watching Rita at, I think her channel is RB Dreams Art. Her name is Rita, and she is just absolutely smashing with watercolors in her watercolor books. And she uses the, and we all know about it, is the satin glazing liquid or medium. And yeah, I've heard about it, but I've never looked at getting it because I've always used acrylic matte medium, which is the same thing except that it's matte, whereas the one that she uses and that everybody is starting to get to know is a satin one, so the finish is different. And just to see what she could do with that on her page, and of course her skill, was just absolutely amazing. So I thought, when I saw her last watercolor video, I thought, this is the push I need, because get me some of that glazing liquid. So yeah, I'm gonna buy some when I place my next order, which I think will be tomorrow. So anyways, in this little container, I just thought I'd show you, I have some gouache and I have some acrylic gouache. So I'll just show you these and the colors. Now the gouache that I have is not a fancy brand. It's Savoir Faire, and they're just tubes. I've been trying to find some palette gouache, but really there's only the Faber-Castell, which is really expensive for only a few colors. Then there's the Pelican, which looks good. Its price has gone up to more than what I want to pay, and I've seen it less, so I'm waiting on that one. And then these new Chinese or Japanese gouaches that are kind of like, I don't know what they're comparing it to. It looks like pudding or jello. And yeah, I wouldn't mind trying those, but I want to try real gouache in pans first. So I have a black. These are just basic colors. Orange, blue, and blue. Oh, primary blue and ultramarine blue. And I guess these have different names. Bright orange, ivory black, permanent green, deep violet, burnt sienna, which I believe, oh no, primary red. And then I have some acrylic gouache from Holbein. I have titanium white, jet black, sky blue, carmine. Oh, this is a Savoir Faire. Bright white and primary yellow. And the last acrylic gouache is lemon yellow. So I'm not too eager to try the acrylic gouaches, because that kind of defeats my purpose of learning to work with watercolor mediums. I can't see how much different from acrylic the acrylic gouache will be, but I would like to at least know the properties of normal gouache before I go trying out different kinds of stuff. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a drink and then we will move on to my palettes. I pretty much just have small palettes. I do need to get myself a set of, well, I'd actually like to get the Winsor & Newton Cotman set is fine for me. That has like, I don't know, 48 colors in it or something. so that I just have like a big set of normal colors. So I'll show you the two cheap ones here first. I did have other cheap watercolors, but I've donated those because I'm past using chalky watercolors. Now, these aren't the most, these are fairly cheap too. These are the Yasutomo pearl colors. And I make swatch charts for all my watercolors, so they go in the lid, and it's always swatched like this. So some of these colors are starting to go. These are all glitter shades, or well, not glitter, I guess they're more like pearls or metallics. Well, you can see here, see the glitter? They are actually really nice for what you pay for them, and they're not chalky. Of course, it might be different on coloring book paper, so I have those and I like them, so they are worth purchasing. Now this is just a cheap set from Michaels that bore their Reflections line name, and everybody probably knows which one this is going to be when I get it open. This one doesn't want to open. Come on now. Oh, there. So, these are the pearl colors. I guess it goes that way. A little hair in there. So, these are the pearl colors from Michaels. Reflections was $5. So, this is what they look like. Try and get them in the glitter. Yeah. So they are very glittery, and they are more than worth the $5. They're a bit chalky, but since they're glittery, they're not all that bad. Yeah. So then let's see. Well, since we've looked at Kuretake, I have the gem colors, which I'm not going to open because, well, no, I'm not going to open because it looks just the same as this one. So these are the gem colors, and they're just bright kind of like the metallics except colors. There's red and pink, and there's a gold in there too. Green, blue, and kind of like a magenta. And then I have the golds set, which everybody has too. So mine is just like this. I took it out of the box, and I should never have done that. Then I don't have the pearls because I got this from a subscription box that I belonged to, and it contains 3 of the pearls in it, and I see no point in buying the set of 5 pearl colors when I've got 3 of them here, and I'm not like over the moon of pearlized colors. And it also has one fine tech, but I believe they've changed their name to Coloroko or Coloriki, or I don't know, begins with color. So yeah, and this is, does it say what it is on the back? No. So I have that. Let's do, okay, so I guess this is probably a chalky set too, but I actually don't mind it. I bought this off of AliExpress, but it's just kind of like one of these koi ones. So yeah, that's the right way. So they're chalky, but they're bright. You can see how bright they are, so I've kept them around. I'll have to see how they work on color book paper, because they were perfectly fine for mixed media. You don't need good You don't need good watercolors for doing mixed media, especially when you're throwing it around and dripping it and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so my little palettes now. I have a Winsor & Newton Cotman. I assume it's Cotman. Maybe it'll say inside. Yeah, it doesn't say, but I'm sure it is. So this one's been used quite a bit. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, it's 12 colors. White and black, obviously, in there. Oh no, there's no black. There's white. These are greens. So yeah, it's got all your normal colors: red, cadmium red for your orange, and cadmium yellow hue. Yellow, greens, blues, yellow ochre, browns, and a white. So this is a nice sturdy little travel set. It comes with one of these little metal brushes, I believe. Yeah, you can take it apart and put the lid on the thing and it becomes even tinier, but it's big enough to fit in the brush compartment there. Then I have the Jane Davenport collections, which you've all probably seen too. I love these. They're beautiful. This is the Bright palette, and looks like that. They have 12 colors, and they are just so pigmented, and they're not chalky. It's Prima who made these sets. I don't know if Prima has anything to do with Ranger or not, but they did collaborate on these if they don't. So this one is the Glitzy. 2 metallics and specially selected colors. So these are coming out for some reason. Oh, those are set this minute. Where is my... Where's the palette? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's on the back of that. Okay, just a minute. Things get fiddly when you have long nails. So, I guess these two are the metallics. Right here, they are, well, they just have funny names for these. So, this one looks like a copper, and this one is a gold, but it's not your yellow gold. And then the other colors are all quite dark here. I did them pretty straight from the pan, so obviously they'll get much lighter. These are supposed to be ocean colors. And finally is the neutral palette. And this is really pretty. So this is supposed to be used for portraiture, but these are beautiful colors. You can use these anywhere. So yeah, those all have 12. So then I have the travel set of Koi watercolors by Sakura. So this is their field, what they call it? Their pocket field sketch box. Now these aren't exactly watercolors. These are kind of, well, okay, maybe these aren't the ones I'm thinking of. But look at the colors, aren't they beautiful? Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are American watercolor. The Tambai are not Western watercolors, they're Japanese, and the term watercolor shouldn't even be used with it because they're Gansai or Ganzi, and they work quite differently from watercolors, so don't expect them to do what watercolor will do. You know, some people end up buying that green case of the Ganzi Tambi, and they're they don't understand why the watercolors aren't. Well, one thing to start with is you can't get a bloom. You know, you can't drop the water into water and then it blooms, goes around. The Gansey doesn't do that. So anyways, these are, I guess this came with a, oh, you know what? I think that water brush that was still in the package is the one that came with this. And I haven't used this except to swatch them. And they're just absolutely beautiful. This is my favorite color right there, permanent green hue. To me, that's lime green, and I love it. And then finally is the new one that I bought myself. And I bought this before I saw Rita, because I would have not needed to tempt myself with a new palette to get me started. So this is a Prima 12 color palette from their Confections series, and this is the set Woodlands. So it's got earthy tones in it. Something you'll notice that I didn't really have. Oh, if I can open it. Oh, that end's taped. So let's just get my fingers in there. So, it says Woodlands on it, and I've only looked at this, so it's going to show up in my haul. So I haven't done anything with it yet. They're actually still wrapped. So it comes with a swatch thing. This isn't, oh yeah, it is. It might be thin watercolor. Otherwise it's textured card. And so this has the name and the number of each one, and then your pans are wrapped and they have the name and the number on it, so you can make sure you match it up. And here's that. Oh. So this is the only, this is the only place you can see the cut. Oh, here we go. This is better. I think it's time to stop. I can't even hold something. So yeah, that's really the only place we can see the colors for the time being on here. So there's grays, there's browns, orange, yellow, some sort of red color, greens obviously, and blues. And this would be really nice to work landscapes with. So I will put that back in my stuff to haul. And that's the end of my watercolor collection. You can probably see why I wanted to get into watercoloring in my coloring books, because it's an awful lot of product to have sitting around doing nothing. But ever since I switched over to coloring instead of mixed media, this is all it's done. Except for the Neo colors. I bought those not too long ago and I have used them. So yeah, so that's it. We're just about to hit an hour, so I'm gonna say goodbye, or else this will be 2 flips. Oh, 70. Oh, well, I can't tell. I have like half a minute left. So thanks so much for staying with me and watching this. I really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for keeping me around. And time is counting down now, so I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.